Hi, Dr. Gupta. Thank you for this session. I had a question in regards to desires and aversions. Are all desires and aversions just basically societal mind traps, or are there sincere desires and aversions to take us closer to the truth, or are they all just traps of the mind?
One could basically come to the point, and it would not be far from the truth. In fact, it could be very much the truth that one must assume that everything that they have within them is conditioned by society. In fact, to the point that if they open their mouth, that whatever comes out isn't theirs at all. It was tape recorded. It was something that they imbibed and they're repeating like a parrot, not intentionally and not consciously, but just by virtue of having lived in the world and lived in society and heard all of the preachings of the world and being indoctrinated by the world in school and in friendships and in parties and in businesses and in jobs and at the bus station, whatever it may be. All of that, all of that stuff enters into the human being, and to the point where there really isn't anything within him that isn't that stuff. Rather than taking the approach of I wonder what is not, it would be largely safe to say that a significant portion, if not everything, um, that is within one begins there.
Dr. Gupta, I just have one question. What is more important to you, emotional quotient or intellectual quotient?
These are once again, you have picked up these intellectual terms. When you were 7 years old, did you know the words emotional quotient? In fact, when you were 20 years old, did you know that phrase emotional quotient? All of these are nonsensical, idiotic, intellectual things like mental models that have been forced upon society, and then the society imbibes them and parrots them back like a tape recorder. This is exactly what I was talking about with the previous individual. It doesn't. The question has no relevance, because basically what you have done is someone has come out of the sky and put two lights in the sky which weren't there before. Those lights weren't natural; they were created. And what you are asking is, which light is better? Well, both of them are nonsense, because they're just concepts. All concepts, all models, all intellectualism has no relevance. It is all just fodder for the intellectuals to get together with their togas and talk about at cocktail party conversations. It has no reality to it. It is simply ego. There's no substance there. It is simply a machination. It is a recitation, a repetition of words. It's all it is. So your question has no value because the question isn't yours. You have plucked these things from books and concepts which are not yours, and then you have thrown them upon me to ask me to comment about things which are not yours and are not real.